The system is telling me that I'm live, which is a surprise. Now, if you don't hear me or hear me good, just write a comment. And I wanted to share a little bit topic. Just yesterday, and I will share just a little bit more information. Yesterday, I met a friend who was really interested in the channeling subject, but in my opinion, I never actually knew that he would be interested in such a thing. Although he came to seminars, although he meditates, and all stuff like this, and then he started to sharing his experience with ayahuasca, with I would call them just substances, also, as many people smoke weed and stuff like this. And because this question is asked so many times, I just want to clarify and give you the answers to it as a part of my opinion, not as this is the only truth that there is. There's just my opinion, and so everybody has an opinion, so it doesn't matter actually. So yeah, and the interesting thing was about him was that this friend, as I look upon him, he's getting more closer and more closer to the channeling, and he has this expanded energy field. And I'm like, okay, interesting. He's getting some progress. And then yesterday we just took a walk and we started to talk, and he's actually he's telling me that he wants to learn this. It's like from a sense of his main goal. And he started talking about also his ayahuasca experiences, which I have never experienced, and I want to be clear also, I have never even smoked a cigarette, not even a weed, although I have tried alcohol, so I'm not familiar with what's going on under some substances. But as far as he told me that ayahuasca, as far as I remember from the channeling, that many of these substances just amplify this chemical which is produced naturally in your brain, and this chemical amplifies human sensibility to energy. So in a sense, in simple words, energy, I need to drive straight, energy is not sensible or not interpreted to brain in any sense, but human brain produces this chemical. I only see it visually, I don't know what's his name, but to some to say maybe it's more understandable. Third eye, the spinal gland, third eye released a chemical that amplifies your ability to see, perceive, and hear beyond our physical senses and stuff like this. So it could be true, but I understood from the channeling experience, it's a liquid that's being produced, a chemical that's being produced, and it spreads out through your brain, and does then a human starts perceiving information and interpreting that information to mind understandable patterns. Like it's like a decoder, you would say. So what these ayahuascas and what these marijuana or whatever it may be, it amplifies your ability to perceive information, to perceive energy, to perceive and to understand energy. And in a way, as I see it, as I have saw it to many people who have tried stuff like this, I think it's really popular nowadays in the spiritual realms to try some kind of a drugs. But as I have seen it, it does both sides. It does. People use it from a negative perspective, and people use it from a positive perspective. And I've seen also people who take these, a complete beginner in let's say in spirituality. Sorry, as I say it like this, but let's say somebody who does not even understand that there are beings, who does not even had an experience with energy, somebody who is completely like off the shelf and into it, and tried this DMT stuff, smoked some DMT or ayahuasca or marijuana, it doesn't matter. I try to avoid them. Not like try to avoid them, but I completely avoid them. I don't even try. And they are like, after these experiences, they are like, oh my god, like overall this planet is an energy, and everything consists of energy, and it's an energy field around everything, and we are like all is connected with this energy. And they're like, you know, sharing stuff like maybe some highly advanced guru would normally share, like, you know, everything is connected, everything is beautiful, and there is love always love within you, outside of there, everywhere love. And they start to share so many insights, and there, from what I saw, is like, I saw these two guys I saw on YouTube somewhere, and I was like amazed, man. They're like, it's like a quick turbo into the realm of a higher understanding, but with side effects. And these side effects are people, this is also what I talked with a friend, people, they don't use it as a method. They use it as an entertainment. For example, you know, you try to use something to play with, you try to use something as an entertainment, and as he also said, people do it wrong when they try to use some kind of a substance, when they try to avoid sadness, when they try to avoid depression, when they try, like alcohol, for example, or cigarettes, they use it to just avoid the inner bad feeling. They don't try to get a glimpse. They don't try to walk through it. They don't try to understand, why am I having this sadness at this moment, or this depression, or this, you know, it could be everything. It could be, some people have loss in their family, some people have unlived relationship, you know, it could be anything, or lack of something. And they don't try to understand the root cause of these energies. They don't try to understand the root cause of why am I feeling like this. And many people try to like get away from it, get away and avoid this bad feeling through like substance, like alcohol, cigarettes, and stuff like this, which I would never recommend. For example, for alcohol or something, I would sometimes recommend to increase the blood circulation in your body, just to do a dehydration and increase, because but there are many reasons why, and some other could do it. So anyway, talking about further, what he said, that his experience of ayahuasca was, and what many of my friends who had the smoke weed experiences, they share that to some who have shared this information. It's not that everybody of my friends do this. It's really real occasions, and I try to avoid such. It's not that something negative, but it's like hey, did you try this? It's fun. It's great. You can do and achieve everything of that, even more in a harmonious state, by doing meditation. There is no need to have, it's like an easy method. It's like a cheat. You try to achieve it something the easy way, and it's not beneficial, it's not harmonious to your, you're not ready for that. You're simply not ready for this. I've understood how shamans were to use such substance is to, in special created ceremonies on rituals, they try to amplify their third eye, amplify their energy sensation, amplify to be more in a contact with, like a method to achieve or to succeed in some particular way, or some specific form would they want to work on. For example, you know, get in a trance, get some information from above, do rituals, put everybody in a state, get this energy amplified so that he can heal somebody. You know, there could be methods how we could use, or maybe do astral travels or lucid dreaming state of travels. You know, there could be ways to find out the thing, what interest or what's necessary at that point, or have a need for it, have like a method of usage. So in this way, I would think, for some really difficult occasions where you think, okay, I can achieve astral travel, but I want to achieve it much quicker. So in those situations, I think maybe yes. Or in the situations like I've seen that people are ill of something, and you know, some kind of a marijuana or something like this helps them to heal psychologically, helps them to heal this Parkinson's syndrome, helps them to heal this. So it's a method. It's for a method. Es neredzu, kas tur raksta. Nē, par tevi nē. But tu esi tas, kurš ierosināja šo tēmu. So a friend was asking who shared this information. Who shared it? Is it me? So to keep in mind, so many or some friends also who, in simple words, you jumped me out of the topic. So in many simple situations also, for example, people have shared, okay, they took some weed, or I don't know what they smoked, but they took something of it, and then they share what experience they had. They said that they all of a sudden feel much more and much above, like energy above and around. And they start to, everything what they nearly imagine comes to true, in a way, as I remember. And when they look and listen to art or listen to artful music, like an art, they have this taste of art as they experience and feel it much, much deeper. They feel it as if they are inside that music, as if they understand and feel what's inside the art. What does the art, for example, Picasso or somebody who is in a channeling state, or near to say a channeling state, and tries to share this art or this information that comes through channeling in a way of art or in a way of music. And then those people who like have this substance or are in a channeling state, they can enjoy, or in a meditative state, or people who meditate and who have this amplified third eye activity, they can enjoy this art or this the person who put this energy into the music. They can enjoy and feel his own energy much, much more, and this energy which he channeled through to create this music work or artwork, meditative music. And when you are under these meditative states or substance, the symptoms are really, really similar. They all feel much more, hear much more, and understand much more from the music. And so this is the same also when you are in a channeling state. Even when you look at a person, and also what they share is, you feel his emotions, you feel whatever he is, and you feel it much, much more, whether he's sad, active, funny, joyful. And if you do it with the meditation also practices, you can start to feel and perceive information like beyond what you could ever know. Your energy goes, you lock your vision with that person, and your energy goes to see some parts of his life, and you start to perceive information from those parts of his life, or how his home looks like, or all sorts of things. Or maybe he has just had an argue with somebody, and you feel, all right, you had an argue with that I don't know which person, but you feel that you have argued about some topics. So in simple words, you feel this much more under this substance. And I talked about similarities, but I didn't talk about the side effects. I see is when many people use this to avoid something, or many people use to Chris, some part I shared about you, but I try to keep it personally. But it's not personal anymore, sorry. So when you the side effects, yes. So not many, but many who I know who have tried this substance, they become floating. They become like in the air. Well, it's in a way good, it's in a way bad also, how you look at it. But they are not so much interested in the physical life as it. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. And so they do it as an entertainment. They use it, and some kind of part of the mind jumps out. And they become more like floating into this life. They become more like relaxed, floating, and just enjoying this life, which is basically it's all about enjoying this life. So they become more of that, much, much more. Because I think sometimes also we need to do something as if, all right, now it's channeling, now it's meditation, now I'm back, okay, oh, where was I? Okay, continue on. but I think to some they become more too much floating. And also one person also who channels, and I looked to him. I had see you have an expanded energy field, like an expanding energy field. He says, "Oh yeah, through meditation, blah 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 blah." And then he somehow clarifies that yeah, he also smokes some. I don't know what they smoke, but some smokes something, this substance, from time to time. And after, oh, wait, headphones dropped. And after a few years, I met him, and he did really nice channelings. After a few years, I met him, this friend, and he did beautiful channelings, the best channelings I ever seen from my friends, which I know. And he's like, yeah, you know, I stopped doing the weed and or whatever it is. And he said, well, because you know, you are in a bad situation, a bad person, and you feel bad many times. And he's like, sometimes he's full of sadness, that friend. And he said, no, I just wanted to stop because you feel that it doesn't help you. It does not help you. It just, you escape from the situation for a time, but it does not help you. It does not help you. So he stopped, and but he had this inner feeling that he needs to stop. He didn't have he had this intuition or this sensation of it to stop. So in other words, his channeling experience led him to get more connected with the self, and that self helped him to understand that, hey, this is not the path for you. You're doing everything okay, but being in an environment where people, you know, drink and smoke a lot, it's definitely not for you. You have a different path. And then he said at the evening later, he had this, well, an evening or 2 days later or a month later, doesn't matter. He had like a call to do meditation. Like he all of a sudden felt that he wants to do meditation. And he said that all of a sudden he feels that, you know, this tremendous amount of information that's started to come through him, he needs to share this information to people, because many people would be willing to hear what he has to say. And that's the point when I said to him, yeah, you know, channeling doesn't happen like that. You know, channeling, maybe the substance helped you to get a little step further, but when you do channeling or when you do deep meditations, you don't need that. You don't need. It's like cheating. It's like doing the cheating stuff. You get quickly into it, but you don't. You get quickly into it, but you do not learn how to do it by yourself. It doesn't come natural, because I believe also if you take some wrong chemicals or maybe chemical substances, they maybe create many side effects. As I understood from marijuana and channeling, they said that marijuana has toxins inside, and they somehow last in the body much longer. So anyway, they can have really unnecessary side effects if you do it as a method, or if you do it or you have tried it. I think most better for somebody is to have a meditative experience, lots of meditative experience, understand if he wants to try it for fun, some things like that, or he doesn't want to try it, he wants to try it as a method for amplifying. And I suggest not to do it, but if you have done it, so then you don't need to do meditation, because when you don't need to do these substances, but you need to do meditation, because when you do meditation, it does actually completely the same as I've experienced, only without side effects, because, you know, as you take medicine, pharmacy, it's also from local hospitals and pharmacy shops, everybody has a side effect. So I think not only they have side effects on psychical thinking, but they have like a side effects also on physical patterns, like, you know, some toxins left over, you know, and stuff like this. So I think I would recommend only in a small gap. This small gap is that it's your path. You feel the call for it. You feel it because you know why do you need it, and you know, and you want to use it for a certain method because it's from nature. I don't think there's something bad that nature has put it there, but if you are a constant weed smoker, then you should understand that you're doing this constantly, or you're addicting to it because you try to escape from something, and the root cause of that feeling which you want to escape is not it's in the energy. You need to look inside it. You need to really live out your childhood. You need to live out maybe your relationships. You need to live out maybe your past lives, and to have this question: why am I having these feelings that I wish to escape? Why am I having this? So it turned out a little bit more too serious for me, but so yeah. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I need to go inside now. I need to go outside from here, the inside to there, and I don't know. And yeah, and I created two video lessons about remote viewing and how to feel your energy. And you can just search on the channel the remote viewing and how to feel your energy for beginners or something, and you can just try those videos also as a practice. Not only that we share lots of information and talk about topics that maybe are sometimes boring, but you can definitely have some exercise also over there. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.